Mayor and Alderman to the meeting at this time. Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Lawson.
Here.
Ms. Crawford. Mr. Gibson.
Here.
Mr. Stanley, Mark Stanley, and Mayor Stanley.
Here. Okay. What is the guy's name? Let me see. Just have him. Dan,
Sir,
what's your last?
Spurlock.
Spurlock, would you like to say opening prayer for us tonight?
I'd be glad to.
Please.
Let's pray. Dear God in heaven, Lord, we're right here, Father. You know right where we are. You know our needs, Father. You know our desires. And Lord, you know what we need to be about business tonight. Father, just pray your blessings upon everyone that's here, Lord. I pray for their peace of mind and their ability and their willingness to work together for this community, Lord. Thank you, God, for blessing us in all that we have and all that we do. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Go ahead and give him a chance to look over the meeting minutes from last time.
Put the road sign out for bids.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll approve these minutes. Their citizens and then we'll get down here to new business.
Okay.
Sound good? Everybody had a chance to read through the last minutes that we had. Can we get a motion to accept the minutes as they read?
Motion made.
I'll second.
Second the motion. Any discussion on them? Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Lawson.
Yes.
Ms. Crawford. Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mark Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes, ma'am. Citizens input. Okay. Citizens input. Communication from the mayor. We have a guy with us tonight. He's going to come and talk to us a little bit later about a project that's going on, Stand in the Gap. I think many of you have heard of that before, and they're going to be using a place in Caryville this year and doing a prayer walk to the cross up at the 141, and and they're going to gather around that big cross up there. And so we're excited that they have picked our town to do that in, and we appreciate them being here tonight. Wickle Hess, construction's still under the way. They've dug a lot of dirt up there. They've moved about half of a mountain, it looks like, but that project seems to be moving forward. I'm hearing some good things about the other truck stop that's going to be coming in, travel centers. I'm hearing in November that they're expecting to start breaking ground on a new facility there. So that's all the news that I have for this month. All right. Financial report.
Bank account balances August 31st, 2014. General fund $348,774.96. State Street aid fund $72,421.14. Industrial fund $1,200.92. Drug fund $8,342.86. Total balance is $430,739.88. Revenue for the month was $102,120. 15. Expenditures was $91,331.57. A difference of $10,788.58.
All right. All right. Heard financial report as it reads. Can we get a motion to accept it?
I'll make the motion.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second on that? Second the motion. Any discussion? I had a little bit of question about the street state aid fund. That's $72,421. Is that money that we're just getting from the state, or was some money put in there for paving or?
No.
No, that's
Okay,
just-
so that is the actual buildup from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's great. So, and I believe that we're able to buy stuff from that, so, okay. All right, appreciate that. Any other discussion?
I have a question.
Yeah,
on that.
sure.
On the grant we got, can we, are we going to pay?
Well, that street state aid
Yes,
fund?
can we do that?
Yeah, I think it's what you
I think that's what we said. I know we said it in the budget,
Okay.
but I don't know if that was to
That's-
come out of that.
Yeah, that's what we kind of said.
Is it-
Because we was planning that by then we'd have the money.
That much
Because we
money.
really thought they'd started before,
Right.
And it just lingered.
you know, and it kind of kept lingering on, lingering on. I said, well, you know, one thing is we'll have that money in there by the time we get ready to use it, so I think that's what we decided.
Okay, I thought we did, I wasn't for sure, I thought.
The difference between what we
said that
got.
in the budget.
Right. Yeah.
Alright. Any other discussion on the financial report? Go ahead, call that,
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson,
Yes.
Ms. Crawford, Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mark Stanley,
Yes, ma'am.
and Mayor Stanley.
please. Yes, ma'am. Okay. That brings us, let's skip the library report. She's not here tonight. And reports from the council. Will?
I don't have anything from planning commission, but I do have this thing from the utilities, the rent for the month. It's
Okay.
$598.69 what we got this month from the utilities. What we used to the property down here and the generator sitting out the back.
It's pretty good.
And it's running about that a month, so it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Lord.
On the street, we picked up 46 ton of garbage, 4 ton of recycling, 5 ton of brush, put a tile in on Bruce Gap Road, put 2 tiles in on Gardner Lane, picked up brush throughout the city, had small potholes up to 141, used 12 ton. And mowed and weeded at Brick Park and worked on the block for the block.
Yeah, you guys did an exceptional job on that. They did a good job. All right. Police report is that we had 400 complaints, 14 arrests, 15 escorts, 24 citations, 6,500 miles patrolled, 2 drug arrests, 20 accidents, and 6 public intoxication arrests. So, and that was, pretty busy on that drug situation. They, I think he was about to seize the car or something. So they set up. Wes, you want to talk about what kind of thing that you guys set up this month up on the?
Yeah, earlier towards the end of August, 1st September, we did interdiction on the interstate. Really aggressive traffic enforcement, looking for drugs going north and money coming south. We had a fairly productive night.
And that is a new program that they started doing up on the interstate. They've got everything to do that now. So they'll be looking for, people speeding and, like you said, drug arrests and different things. So trying to keep the city safer than even the highways there. So I believe you guys had just about every officer out, and actually one from another county. So you did some cross-functional stuff with another county. I think that's great. They had a dog. Really good job. nice job on that. I appreciate the work you guys are putting in.
Thank you.
Lisa?
Okay, this is the fire department report, monthly report. We had auto accident with injury. We had 24 men, 8 hours. Auto accident without injury, 8 men, 2 hours. Car and truck fire, we had 3, 19 men, 3 hours. Mutual aid given, 1. 5 men, 3 man hours. Received, 1 hour. Tractor trailer fire, we had 2, 13 men at 7 hours. Set up and loading landing zone, we had 2, 7 men, 1 hour. False alarm, 2, had 11 men at an hour and a half. Total calls, we had 16. Total men, 87. Man hours, 394 and a half hours.
Busy month.
Yeah, real busy month. With the accident down on, in between here and Lake City, real bad.
Traffic's backed up a little bit, but
Oh, it was backed up for a long time. And I think there was another accident up here on the mountain where
Yeah.
a truck had turned over that had the interstate shut down.
I think it was a couple days later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Busy. Unfortunately, that seemed like our crew knew what they was doing and got
Yeah,
everything cleaned up.
Everything was handled very well. Nice job, fire department.
Yeah, good job. All right, Mark, you got anything on this?
They had a softball tournament down here this past weekend for the Children's Center. Everything went really well. It's probably one of the only major fundraisers that has. So I think probably they may have ended up making, or with what the concessions and the teams paid in and stuff, you know, I might say maybe around $6,000 or so. But, you know, when you take in consideration that that's the majority of what, that doesn't go very far.
Yeah.
You know, to say the least that they do, you know, when the individual calls up and, you know, somebody goes and picks those children up that are in abusive homes or whatever the case is, and they kind of put them in those foster parents for a little while. A lot of times they have to go get them clothes or something like that, even that night. So it was a good thing. I'm glad the city was able to help in that aspect of it, and you know, maybe that might be something that we want to look at, you know, even possibly helping donate to. I mean, it's a good cause. I mean, anytime you can do something for these children that's in need, you can't go wrong. So I know we didn't necessarily put that in there this year, but maybe next year we might consider maybe helping that a little bit more.
Okay. I think that's a children's center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And special thanks to the Lord's group getting fields ready for them, so.
Because it was.
And then you went down there and lined the fields yourself.
I went down Saturday,
Yeah.
but everything went well.
Martin, did they ever get that lock changed, or did they ever get the keys to that? Where they stored their stuff at?
Yes, I went and got them. I went and got David a set of keys made.
So you changed lock or?
Not yet,
Oh, okay.
because I had a set and they had a set. After this is over, then we're going to just try to go change that.
Okay, good deal.
So it'll all be lined out, hopefully.
Good.
All right. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. Got old business. We're in new business. Lloyd wants to add something to the agenda.
Yes, I would like to add to the agenda to bid out the road salt, 50 tons of road salt. I guess in a motion.
Yeah. He wants to put that in a motion, go ahead and add that to the agenda to put out the bids for road salt. We get a second on that?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion on that? Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson,
Yes.
Ms. Crawford, Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mark Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Stanley.
And then we'll come back and vote on that. That was just put on the agenda, so we'll jump right into the new business. That is the council to approve the parking of the city property at the 141 Stand at the Cross. This is an event planned and organized and will be taking place November the 8th, 2014. Representatives Hill, and if you want to briefly talk to us about that or any concerns that anybody has. Sure.
Thank you to the council for letting me say hello to you. I'm Dan Spurlock from Cumberland Gap with the Stand in the Gap Coalition. And we've done one of these events. Actually, we've done several of these events, but we did one in Cumberland Gap a couple of years ago. We had a 7-county gathering, and what we do is, and I want to pass these out to you because this tells exactly who we are, and on the back, it has the date for this event, okay? So just that you have these. And anything you want to know about us, from our website to our telephone number, feel free to call us and talk to us about what we want to do. We have some experience in this, and our idea is that we're a faith-based 501c3 organization. We believe that this was our land before it was the land of the drugs and the thugs and people trying to take it away from us and our children. And so we stand up and we are requesting people to come together on this day and just make a stand. Our basic foundation is 2 Chronicles 7:14, which says, "If my people, which are called by my name," and we're hoping that'll be everybody that stands there that day. Will say, "I'm God's people, and we're here to take a stand against drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and family violence." And so I've actually flown over this area and looked at it when we come to find it. And I wanted to show you this, just a little quick picture. You can see the cross right here.
Yeah.
And this is looking south. There's a big open grass area, that's your field. Okay? So I wasn't sure how this event was going to put together until I flew over it. And when I flew over it, it just came together real good. And there's your cross. There's looking to the south to the field right here. That's about 1.5 miles down there. And the cross itself belongs to Mr. Potter. It's private property. We choose together on that property, and that day we'll all be wearing a whole bunch of t-shirts, and I hope all of you will have t-shirts. This year they're going to be blue, kind of sky blue. It's going to have a great message on it. And the event itself is scheduled to go, basically people will start pulling in and arriving somewhere between 11 and 12, but we have to step off at 12 and walk across. And we're going to go the whole way in a state of prayer. And there'll be prayer cards along the way where we'll be say, pray for drug addicts, pray for our school teachers, pray for our law enforcers. And then we'll arrive at the cross, and there'll be some gospel music, and there'll be some speakers. We got a special guest coming up from Atlanta, Sheila Ray Charles. That's Ray Charles' daughter, former drug addict, has been in jail and prison, has got a great testimony and a great voice. Also, we're going to be a Mike Gibbons who sings Heal Our Land, and you can look at that on YouTube. It is a great story. It's a direct result of Cumberland Gap. We'll have some music. We're going to pray. We're going to be there together, and then we're going to dismiss. And we're going to challenge folks. This is not just to show up and get the t-shirt. This is a challenge to say, now go back to your communities and get involved. Get involved in these city councils. Get involved in your school. Get involved in First Priority. And so that's the basic program. It'll terminate at about 3 o'clock from the regular praise and worship program. And then we're going to offer about a 45-minute concert after that, free. Of course, all this is free because this is God's time. And the folks that need to go on can go on and go back to their cars, and those that would like to stay on for the concert can do that. as I say, we've done these before, and we've tried to plan for everything that we can think that people need to come and be a part of this event, because we want them to concentrate on what they're there for. So we'll have porta potties, we'll have water we hand out, we'll have pamphlets that we'll be handing out that's got the program and the event on it. Churches will gather, groups will gather, and they'll have their markers and their signs, and then we walk off. And we're planning to have all the contingencies there. And I don't know exactly what the city can help us with, but right at this moment, whatever they would choose is fine. But we'll plan on having emergency medical techs there. So if anybody sprung an ankle or passed out from heat or something, you know, that we have someone there for that. Visiting with us tonight is Dr. David Stanley on the back row back here from Anderson County, and his son Paul. And he's going to head up helping us with that emergency medical tech. Also, Rita from our main office, Rita Billman, is here. She's the one if you need to call somebody and ask questions. And over in this corner over here is Billy Sanders. He's from down this area with Celebrate Recovery. And he's going to be a trooper down here with us, helping us get things done. And right now he's worked up something for billboards. So that's a Saturday. There's no University of Tennessee football game. And we think it's a great location. We think it's a great opportunity. But we need to ask you for your permission to park on that field. Now, I have actually driven down there, and I've walked out in that field, okay? And I actually went down to Maddox today to talk to them to see kind of what their work schedule's like and what they do. But that field is a perfect place for us to marshal up everybody. And it looks to me like it lays good. It looks, and I think even if it came a pretty good rain, it looks like it does okay, from what I can tell. So that's what we're asking you for, is for you to allow us to do that. And then the second thing is, if the city, I want to talk with the police department. We want to, of course, see if the city can help us there with some on-site safety. You know, we'll have emergency vehicle there. We're going to request Campbell County to come in and give some assistance. So what we do is we go out and we ask people to help us help ourselves, okay? Because we think we're doing something for this area. The coalition, just so you'll know, is 11 counties. A lot of people don't know this, but we go from Scott County all the way up the valley. We go through Claiborne County, down to Union County, and we end up all the way over to Bristol, almost over in Hawkins County and Granger County. So we're an organization that's communicating and trying to educate and take this drug life off of our kids and our families. And so I don't know what else I can tell you about the event at the moment, but we are going pretty well full speed ahead. We've been working on this. This is what the posters will look like that you would see pretty soon. They may be powder blue if we can afford it. And I'll just tell you how we fund ourselves. We fund ourselves basically from our t-shirt sales, and what we've done before, it works out. We advance order the t-shirts. Everybody likes to come in a t-shirt, and this year we're going to add something to it, some silicone wristbands. Everybody seems to like those. I found some blue ones that glow in the dark, and on the front it'll say "Stand at the Cross," and on the back it'll be 8 November, 14, and then 2nd Chronicles. And so from those sales, we pretty well fund what we need to do. So we're not asking the city for anything except to use your parking space. And then if you can assist us some with some police assistance just for safety. And I don't know if your fire rescue people want to get involved with us a little bit. We more than appreciate that. We get all volunteers from everywhere. So we're more than glad to have a volunteer from anybody's church, anybody's town. And what this year that we're doing different on this, we're going out and saying, bring a team of 12 from your church. That's all I'm asking. Bring me 12 people and 1 leader. We'll take that 1 leader and those 12 people, and we'll hand out water bottles. By the way, we'll pick up after ourselves when we leave. It'll be as good as when we came in. And so if anybody wants to start spreading the word with us for volunteers, we'll be glad to have them. You call our office, Rita will answer the call, and we'll start making notes, and then we'll call you and tell you what you can do for us when you come down.
Sounds good.
Any questions for anyone? Anything else I can add?
I got one question.
Sir.
So you're gonna park at the industrial park?
We'd like to.
What are you gonna do for the handicap parking?
I'm glad you mentioned that, okay? We're coordinating, I didn't know how much time I've got, I don't want to take all your time, but we're coordinating with transportation. What we did up in Campbell, up in Claiborne County, we worked with the county. You know, the school buses are independently contracted. And so we went up there and we talked with them, and since they're independently contracted, there's no conflict of interest. So they said that they would allow us to use some buses, and their drivers volunteered their time, and we paid the fuel. So I've already talked to Claiborne County down here about some buses for this. So we're going to have transportation available, and then the people arriving to the scene, if they are wheelchair bound, there will already be markers noted there that if you need assistance at this point, they can pull right in at the cross right there and be parked. The other thing is we're going to hope to have 3 tents out there, and if you'll just use your imagination with me a little bit, you're looking to the north at the cross. It's in November, it's in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock. The sun's going to be on your back, so it's not going to be in your face. And we're going to have 3 tents, one on the wings, on each wing. That's a 5-acre site, by the way. Mr. Potter's going to clear it, clean it, bush hog it, make sure it's suitable for walking and everything. And then there'll be a tent in the back. We'll have some tables under there and some chairs. And for anybody that just doesn't feel like they can do the prolonged stand, or needs to sit down, or needs to mix, you know, baby formula, we've seen everything in these marches. I've seen people pulling wagons, I've seen people in tricycles and so forth. But we do have a plan to accommodate anybody that is disabled or anybody that needs assistance in getting to the site.
Okay, that's my question. I know a lot of people who need special assistance cannot walk that far.
That's right. That's right.
That's a pretty good walk.
Yeah.
It turns out to be, I went and measured it again. It's actually from the marquee at your property to the cross is like 1.3 miles. Okay, and it's pretty level. The road's in pretty good shape, you know, and it's a nice wide road. And but we will have plans to assist anybody that needs to get up there. Even if they come down and they park in the staging area, we will have someone there that will be making announcements that if you need transportation to the cross, because you might have come into a car that had a family in it, but one of you is going to need to go up there, you can't make the walk. We'll have transportation for that.
By that being on a Saturday, there's a lot of ATVs in that area. We would need to probably try to restrict them from riding up and down that road as much.
Yeah.
Because they do ride there, but they're not actually supposed to.
That's interesting because today when I went by there, I particularly was paying attention to the shoulders of the road, you know, and shoulders of the road look pretty good to me, and you know, one side's a little better than the other sometimes, but it doesn't look to me like ATVs are wearing it out, but I didn't know they were there.
They normally don't ride it that much, but they do ride it some.
They do, they quite a bit.
Yeah.
I hope they'll stop at the cross.
Yeah. And they probably will.
They'll probably get stopped.
Yeah, they'll get stopped, all right. We'll hopefully, I mean, I don't see any reason why we couldn't help the police.
It'll work out.
Yeah, give you some help on that, and I think it's a good idea. I don't see any reason why we couldn't do that. Stations parked there, and
I could set up a few cones and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe bottleneck it down or something.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But we'll be open to working with you folks, wide open. And we're open to good suggestions, any suggestions. All we want to do is have it where folks can come and stand on their own 2 feet and stand for things we need to do for our area and our country.
Well, I personally think that we need to do it. I think it'd be a good thing. Like the whole community gets involved in it, not just here in Caryville, but I think Jacksboro, as you said, he's part of that. Rehab Celebrate, and that's a great program also. And you know, I think we'll follow. I think the whole county will,
I think the whole
will
county
be
would
behind
benefit.
that.
We made, just so you'll know, we made our initial announcement on the 11th of August that we were making those plans. And since the 11th, we've really opened up the contacts and talking to folks, and it's been nothing but really good opportunities and people willing to say that they want to see this happen and they want to help us. And a lot of people, I'll just tell you, a lot of people have asked me, well, how many folks do you think will be here? And I said, only the Lord knows.
Yeah.
But we're planning on 5,000, and it could be 10,000. Okay?
Hope for more.
Because some people said we planned on 4,000 at Cumberland Gap, and we ended up with most counts at about 8,000. But we'll be ready for it.
Well, if the word got out good enough, you could draw people out of Williamsburg, Kentucky, and Jellicoe,
Yeah.
Oneida,
Yeah.
just all around.
Well, the one thing that Billy's working on for us that we hope is we have a way to work with people to try to get on some billboards.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to have a couple up on the state line coming southbound, a couple southbound coming northbound, some in La Follette itself, people there. And then we're taking care of it up in Claiborne County and Union County. And I've got a guy that's over in the east, over in Hancock and Hawkins, and he's working over there. It's going out, it'll go out through all the news media. I say people come as far as from Lexington, Kentucky, might come up from Chattanooga.
Great. We use it as tourism. With that many people, I mean, it's gonna stop.
It will be, I promise you, it'll be one that God will bless, or we wouldn't be going forward. It'll be one for the history books.
We could use a donation from tourism.
I'd just like to say, if I could, I was at Standing in the Gap.
What?
I was there. I met people from Pennsylvania. I met people from Washington.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the most blessed days that I had experienced in a very, very long time. And if you remember, when everybody gathered, you looked up into the sky, and there was that cross out of the clouds. It was totally awesome.
And it's on that exact pamphlet that I handed to the council.
It was totally awesome.
Yeah. Amazing.
The one last thing I would add, just in case you're wondering, at this event, there'll be no one person's name called out, there'll be no one church's name called out, there'll be no community called out, and that's just the way we do it, because it's our business is it's a God thing or a no thing. We will, though, mention one gentleman at this, and we think it's only fitting, and that's the gentleman we started with, Dr. Edwin Robertson, who died, unfortunately, about 4 weeks ago. He's he's a veterinarian from up in Cumberland Gap, and we're going to make a small mention of him. It's only fitting in the ceremony.
Well, we want to get that motion, or to let them do that and make a donation. They want to do that
I'll make the motion.
on
On
the parking. You
Yes.
want to make a donation to, or you
Oh,
want to do
okay,
it
I'm
separate?
sorry.
No, you want to do that separate, or you want to do it included? What are you saying, 500?
I'm saying.
Just put it in there with it. Motion to let them do the parking.
I'll make the motion
$500.
for them to park and to give them $500,
Yeah.
and to give them $500
Donation.
donation.
All right, motion's on the floor. Can we get a second on that? Motion has been made, second. Any discussion on this? Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
Ms. Crawford? Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Stanley?
About got me.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
next one.
I'm just joking. He's my buddy. All right, second thing on the agenda is, so you got the okay and the approval to go ahead and park up there, and then we put a $500 donation in from the city for whatever you need there to help with that.
Amen.
And
Thank you so
we're going
much.
to try to get our police officers and check with the fire department, rescue squad, and those that are here in the town, see if we can get you some help that way too.
Fabulous, really good.
I think the fire department would be
Yeah, they're really good at
really
stuff like
be
that.
into that.
Yeah, yeah, they're good.
The one thing we really need from the fire department, I'm thinking about, is when, it's been our experience, when you get all these people out there in that staging area,
Yeah,
you got this church back over there and this group over here, and you're trying to tell them we're getting ready to leave.
yeah,
And the people way back there can't hear it just off of a handheld.
yeah,
So some of these fire trucks have got a loud hailer system on them that you can kind of move around a little bit, and that would be a great assistance if we are looking for that right now.
get a hold of them and tell them.
Yeah,
They're pretty good about that stuff.
yeah, they'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. They love to
Alright.
help. All right, second thing on the agenda is council to approve resolution 2014-03, resolution authorizing the city to apply for 2014-2015 recycling equipment grant. The grant is not to exceed $30,000, which will be a matching fund grant, the amount of 20% or $5,000 be eligible for the eligible project cost. Now, this is the grant that we applied for, right? Correct.
We are in the process.
In the process of getting, and that's this one, right?
It's
No, no,
recycling
no.
grant.
No,
Oh, this is another grant.
we got this one, but this is
So now you're
for
talking about the grant for the
recycling.
recycling bins.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion for resolution number 2014-03.
All right, motion has been made. Can we get a second on that?
Second.
Second the motion. Any discussion on that? Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson.
Yes.
Ms. Crawford. Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mark Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mayor Stanley.
Yes, ma'am. Council to discuss city judge. All right, so Elizabeth, Miss, her honor, Miss Asbury, Judge Asbury. Chancellor Asbury has been elected, and we wish her the best. We hate to lose her. I think that's a little bit better paying opportunity.
Step up.
It might be a step up, so.
A little bit.
She's a hard worker. She's been a good judge for us. We need to go ahead and get another judge. I'll go ahead and speak to this a little bit. Reed is our city attorney, and Elizabeth was before she was judge, and I just see it fitting for myself. I think that we should just promote him into that being the city judge. I think he's done a good job. He's been through a lot with this council, last council, and he's done a good job with that. And I'd just like to entertain the thoughts of the council.
I think Reed would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
And after all discussions I've had with Reed, I think he's willing to do a job. So I think it's a good choice.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful choice.
I think it's an excellent choice.
If Reed wants it. If he don't want it.
Yeah, if he wants it.
If he wants it.
Sure. I'd be happy to, be honored to. Do that. I'd be honored to do that.
But before we make you the city judge, I don't think you can be city judge and attorney.
That's correct.
Right.
You'll
So
need to
we're gonna
vote on
have to
that.
find an attorney also. So I think we probably just need to go ahead and make him the city judge and then just get an attorney.
Yeah.
And I'll help you renew one with the transition over.
Okay. So I don't think we have that time.
I'm not elected. I don't think I'll actually take an oath. You'll need to vote on it though.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. Anybody wanna make a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Second motion, any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson.
Yes.
Ms. Crawford. Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mark Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes, ma'am. So you're officially the new judge
Yeah.
when it's court.
First Monday of every month.
First Monday every month.
Gotcha.
So,
I'll get with Stephanie and
Yeah.
and Pat about the
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah.
And I'll help your new attorney
right.
with that as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed working with council, by the way. It's been fun. I've enjoyed working here. It has been. It has been. Always
Right.
enjoyed.
Okay. Then the next thing is to approve, to pay $5,311.21 to the state of Tennessee. This is the last payment on the contract with the Interstate Light Project. Is it? We don't know. We've said that 2 or 3 times.
I've
We
talked to
don't.
this
It's the bill that keeps on giving.
Anna Biggs, and she swears it's the last one.
So we think this is the last one. We don't know. I'll believe it when we don't hear from them no more. I think about a year.
Yeah, it's been a year ago.
They told us it was the last payment. And so, hopefully this is the last payment. You know, I can't remember the cost of that project, how much it was that the city had paid on that.
I think that the whole total project was about $350,000. They had to pay half of that. And, well, it kept going up, so it's probably more than that now.
I guess the city's got about, probably close to 200,000 in it, right?
They got quite a bit in it.
Yeah.
I mean, cause they're, seems like this has been going on for 6, 8 years. And every time we turn around, you know, they come back here with this 5,000.
How can they do that? I mean, legally, how can they keep, if that's the last bill and another bill comes through, I mean, how can they keep doing that?
They put that state seal on there and send it.
They originally, it was 125,000 originally, when it kept going up.
Just kept going
What, I
up.
mean, why did it go up?
That was just
Engineering costs.
I think there's some hidden fees in there that the council didn't know about when they voted on
Is
it.
it, environmental studies that had to be performed.
Yeah.
Engineering cost, and all this engineering costs that was overlooked during that time frame. And it said, like Chris said, this has been going on ever since we put those lights up. We
Yeah.
get a bill every either $5,000 or $10,000 we owe.
We objected to a lot of those costs.
Yeah, but we still
I know.
have to pay them.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, we're at the mercy of their
The state.
contractors and, you know, everything, but we objected to a lot of those costs on the onset of that.
That's been a long time.
Yeah,
It's been,
I mean, that was years.
2008.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Probably.
that's 4 or 5 years ago when we started objecting to them.
So Christian, I mean, Reed, do you think we need to go ahead and pay this or reject it again, or?
How long has it been outstanding?
It was due,
Let's see, a year and a half ago?
I thought they had said it was, the last time we heard from it, they had forgave us.
Well, supposedly, I think there was supposed to have been some discussion with the not the governor at the time. Was it the governor at the time? He said that he talked to him and he said he'd take care of it. But I guess it wasn't the governor, I guess it was Branson.
No, but I thought we just forgave it. I guess not.
I don't know anything about it, I mean, if you want to table it for a month, and I'll look at it over the next month and maybe
Yeah, I
give
think
you an
it
opinion.
says, when does it say it's due?
30 days after December.
So 8/11, so we're.
Oh, it's already-
Already past it. No? Yeah, yeah, almost 2 months. When did we get that?
We got it right after the last council meeting.
In August.
And it's been outstanding though a while, that bill's been due sometime maybe?
Well, I called this Anna Biggs that's over this, and she said with departmental changes that they've had this for a while, but they were just now getting all these bills out to people. So I don't know what a while is.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we table it for a month? Let's send them a letter, basically tell them that we want to look into the validity of it and maybe figure something up about it, what it is, what the source of it is, and because I kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can remember that it was said
Last time.
that it was taken care of.
Yeah.
I mean, said they talked to, I'm almost positive, they said, Bredesen, and Bredesen said, I'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we wasn't supposed to get no more bills.
And who was that who said that was conveyed that to you?
Bobby said that he talked to him
Right.
when he was mayor.
Right.
And I mean, that's been over 2 years or so. And so I was like, well, that's good, because we had paid on it several times when we didn't think that we were supposed to.
Right.
You know, and that's the last I heard about it. Then it came out, I was like, I thought we already paid that off.
Right.
But that's what was said.
I'm
So
like
we
you,
probably go back and find the minutes on it, but.
Because I remember the letter. I remember Bobby was here when we sent the letter many years ago.
Mhm.
So that's what I'd suggest we do.
And I think we opposed that.
Yes, we did.
The last one that we paid, we opposed it, but in the end, we had to pay it.
Maybe so.
Yeah, we got a check for them.
Yeah.
We got a check for them on that last payment.
I think we need to do what Reed said, postpone it.
Table it.
I agree.
And
I mean, 30 more days ain't gonna.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, that's a lot of money.
I mean, we're talking about 2.5 years.
You say,
Well,
hold our hands, say, hey, look, man, we said this a year ago.
Yeah, and I'm sure we've got documentation that says it's the last payment. So we might want to get that up too.
But in the scheme of things too, everything in perspective, our money comes from the state for the street aid fund too, does it not? So,
Yeah, we can't.
we getting $5,000. How much do we get?
About 5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month. So it's kind of like, yeah, we don't want to pay it, but
Well, we'll work with them. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll, if it's due.
Okay.
We'll work.
one monthly payment, giving it back to them. But I swear, that's what was said.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
You're right.
All right, we'll go ahead and table that, then we'll go to number 5 and talk about putting the salt out for bids.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we bid 50 tons of the road salt out. It's cheaper this time of year if we can do that.
Okay. All right, motion has been made to put the salt out.
Second.
Second motion, any discussion on that? Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson,
Yes.
Ms. Crawford, Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mark Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have the bids on there, bid opening.
On what?
For the
The roof?
roof.
You got it?
We need to
I've
add
got
that
it,
to the
but we need to
agenda
add it, I'm sorry.
So you got it.
I do have it.
to open the bids for the roof.
I'm sorry, I thought I had it on there. Yes.
Well, we need to make a motion to add that on the agenda, which is, we normally do that, we normally do it at the beginning of the new business ad, but we're gonna have to do that to open those bids, so let's go ahead and add to the agenda. Somebody needs to make that a motion.
I'll make that form motion out, opening the bids for the roofing that we need to get fixed.
Okay. Can we get a second?
I second it.
Second the motion. Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson.
Yes.
Ms. Crawford, Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mark Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes, ma'am. All right, now we need to talk about opening the bids. You want to go ahead and open the bids? Kind of heading that up right now.
Okay.
Everybody. You want to mention it?
I just say, the name of the company and
This bid here is from Southern Contractors, here in Jacksboro, Tennessee. His bid is to retighten and re-strengthen the plywood after the removal of the shingles, the existing shingles, and replace damaged plywood as needed. You felt, anyway, his bid's a 30-year, three-dimensional shingle. His bid is $4,400.
$4,400.
Yes.
Who was that?
that's Southern Contractors.
Okay, we have a bid here from William Maxwell. He is a La Follette resident, La Follette, Tennessee. Okay. Mr. Maxwell, to furnish the materials and labor and equipment and supervise all roof work, remove old shingles, fix the plywood as needed, replace okay. Install number 15 felt paper over the plywood. Install 30-year warranty fiberglass shingles. And his bid is $4,950. I'm sorry, that's not right. 4,000. What is this?
I don't know what GAF means. You know what that means? He's got two bids, $49.50 as Certainty. I guess that's the different type of shingle. Certainty shingle or the GAF shingle, which is $47.25. So I guess it's a different type of shingle.
That's right. I missed one here.
So $200 less for whichever shingle you go with.
His first bid is Certainty shingles at $4,950. The GAF shingle is at $4,725.
That's all the same. We just made multiple copies, so.
Okay. This bid here is from H Group Construction, which is located
Here in La Follette.
I think he's out of La Follette. I know he's out of La Follette. Okay. Remove one layer of existing shingles. Re-nail deck is required. Saw any plywood joints to correct. Replacement. Let's see. Okay, he's got all deck replacement will be extra. Plywood, he's got a per square foot price if he's got beyond what is actually seen, is what he's stating. Re-nail deck is required. Apply one layer of 30-year felt over the entire deck area. Apply new 25-year GAF Class A shingles. Flashing work consists of going all the way around where he's tore everything up. Reinstall hood vents. Reflash
Is that all three? Or is it? Okay.
yeah, that's all three of them. We just had 3. Okay.
He gave like several different ones of copies. Same thing. What he said.
Well, what do we know? I mean, what do we know about the contractors? All of them are licensed contractors and all are qualified for the bids.
Well, I spoke with the H Group. They're state certified to bid any size job. And I spoke with Mr. Maxwell also. He is in the same caliber to bid any size job. This gentleman here, Kevin.
Southern Contractors?
Yes, with Southern Contractors. I can't remember. I believe that he told me he was licensed and insured.
Okay.
Looks to me like they're all basically. Well, this one right here is more detailed. He's actually he's adding a he's adding flashing, which is that metal around
Around the edges of the
around the
roof.
edges, yeah. And I don't.
Well, I mean, just off the cuff, from what I'm hearing and seeing on the bids, I mean, I don't think flashing is $2,000 worth of materials there to go around the space that we're talking about covering.
That and 2 coats of waterproofing at $500.
I missed that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the thing I was going to ask is, I thought they was actually talking about the roof. The main roof was what was leaking, not that shingle one.
It's both of the roofs.
Well, nobody's bidding on this one.
This roof is supposed to be, the flashing around this roof too was supposed to be looked at. So when the first contractor I had over here came over to the building, and he said this roof here around the walls where the metal plastic
Makes the
rubber
edge.
roof comes to the walls, it was pull the roof away from
Away
it.
from it.
So it need to be recaulked around through there or resealed. And all the drains were stopped up, they need to be cleaned out. Plus the shingles on the back were almost to their life expected, plus we got 2 years. Maybe.
But in that workshop, did we not say that the main roof, they said was okay? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the main roof was okay, so the only problem that we had was this roof that they've been bidding on, correct?
This roof and there's, like I said,
The flashing?
the flashing on this side here where the rubber comes against the walls is supposed to be pulled. I've never been up there to see it, but the contractor said it had cracked or pulled away from the walls and was causing the water to run down. It hasn't run in here, but it has between the walls.
Yeah.
In the police department and in out here in that foyer right here.
Now, are these the contractors that you also talked to? Or the people, or whatever?
Just the one here, that's the first one, the Southern, I think it was Southern contractor that I talked to the first one.
Okay.
I think that was the one.
Do you think that the flashing they're talking about is that?
All around roofing.
Oh, that's the one. That-
Well, I didn't see that. I made a boo-boo here. Oh, gosh.
Well, they're at 50, this age group is at 5,200. If you go with the lifetime shingles, if you go with caulking around the metal cap, if you go with 2 coats of waterproofing, then that takes it to 6,480. That's kind of where they're at. So, I mean, we're still,
But I don't hear where any of them said they'd come over here on this side and check this side of the roof, and it's all been on the back side.
I don't know that anybody's walked the whole thing.
I mean, the first one I had here, he walked, what was it, Pat, what was it? Contract?
All around
All
roofing?
around roofing.
They had walked the whole, they went over the whole roof.
Right.
And that's one told me that the trees growing out of the drains up there
I remember you saying that.
and on this side. And plus the flashing was around here, and then the cap flashing going across the top, it had pulled loose.
Right. I remember
And
you
so
saying
that,
that.
that was where he had,
So we just got about 50% of the job quoted.
that sounds like to me that it is.
So we
No, that's
probably,
not true.
no, that's not true, okay.
Was all around roofing one of your bidders? Or
No.
was that just who you had contacted?
Yeah.
Could I give you a suggestion, because we ran the problem with the city of Pollock. We actually had somebody who was not gonna bid on the project who come out and inspect it for us to look
Maybe
at
an
it.
estimate or something.
Well, yeah, and also, we wanted somebody to actually inspect as they went along.
Mhm.
And that worked out good. So, and that way you had somebody that was kind of unbiased. They weren't going to bid on it, but they helped us write the bid specs too. And that might be something you want to consider, because it kind of looks confusing as to, maybe what needs to be done here and on the other one. So anyway, I think for
So
what it's worth.
you think then, we probably need to put that back out?
But it sounds like, I thought there was something here. I don't know why I was thinking that. There was something to do on this roof though, as I remember.
It was, but
But it's not in any of these
Right.
bids that we.
I think we might want to tighten up your specs a little bit.
So maybe we throw it back out.
Because I think a lot of these guys were bidding on different types of shingles, and, so you want to get to the point
Yeah.
where you're
Right.
comparing apples to apples.
Completely the same.
Who did you get, Reed?
I'll have to find out, I'll find out who it was. He wasn't around here, and he was just an independent guy. He wasn't going to be a bidder, so we just had him come in and do an inspection. He wasn't expensive. And
Mhm.
kind of helped us. I'll get you a name. Can't think of it.
Well,
Who's
I
that
think it's-
kind
I think we need to go with what your recommendation is. And,
It
you know, we
Makes
can't
sense.
vote on this unless everybody's saying so. That makes sense, makes
Because there was
sense.
some discrepancies there.
Okay. So we'll just put it back out, I guess, again. and-
We gotta reject all these.
We gotta reject these bids and then put it back out and put both of them in there, get the specs, what kind of shingles we want. Everybody
Well,
playing the
we
same.
need to know what we're bidding on.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I was asking if that other company bid on it, they might be interested in just taking, hiring them as an independent contractor to do.
Said the rubber roof.
Yeah, I thought they
And
were saying
shingle
about
roof.
the rubber roof. on
Yeah,
it.
they got both.
Mhm.
The one that we talked to at first, and then it got to the point where we had to put out for bid.
Because
Because it's
you
the
see
high.
they went over the bid price there.
Yeah.
And then still, their bid is not much more than what these right here are.
No, it's right in the middle.
What is that?
That's for doing both jobs.
That's for doing both, that's actually got both of them on there. That's about
So-
50 something, 54. I mean,
That's only $1,000 lower than, or more than the lowest bid. How'd y'all hold?
but then you get this side too, right?
Clean out drains and conductor.
I think you do like Reed said, is reject these bids
Yeah.
and put it back out and write up some specs that we need to go with, or get a contractor up there who knows what he's doing. I don't know what, I don't know what Dwayne knows anything, I don't know anything about roofing.
The one problem you get with roofing projects, and we had, is that when they rip them out, there's always gonna be, there could be a lot more damage because it's
Yeah.
gonna rot, and that's what, there needs to be I think H group might have it in there, what the price is gonna be per square foot if they had to tear out and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I guess we just need to reject the bid, and then you will get us a spec sheet on,
I'll get you a name of an expert we use to
give
do
us the
inspection. He might be able to help
criteria to bid out
us do it.
for.
Exactly. Maybe
Sounds
inspect
good.
it and see what's wrong with it.
Is everybody okay with that? You want to make a motion to reject the bids?
I make a motion to reject the bids.
All right, motion has been made to reject the bids, and then to get us, he's gonna help us out there, and get a second on that. Second the motion, any discussion? When, I don't guess we need to have a workshop, because we know really what has to be done. We just need to get that guy to come out and tell us, and then we can put it in the paper what we need to bid. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, yeah, but what's it gonna be the next time it rolls around? It gonna be something else?
What do you mean? I mean,
I
kind
don't
of
understand what you're saying.
Well, the only thing, what are we not happy with?
We don't have an estimate on.
We don't
on
have
return.
both sides.
It's not in there either.
We're good with the work that was done over here. There's just other work to be done over here on this side, and I think that the estimates
Okay,
had
that
like,
should have been brought up in that last meeting we had, the workshop. But I mean, I'm just saying that, we'll rebid it. I'm fine with that.
You need to interrupt too, don't you?
okay, so motion has been made, second discussion, any more discussion? Okay, and I agree, I'm gonna say, since I'm the mayor, I'll take it on the chin and say it was my fault that we failed to get the criteria right to put out for the bids, and I'll take responsibility for it, so it's all on me. That's why you make the big bucks. All right.
Mayor, I
so-
mentioned too that in fairness, since those are technically public record right now, and what you gotta do is seal those until they can rebid it again, that way nobody's comparing what's out there.
I agree with that.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lawson,
Yes.
Ms. Crawford. Yes. Mr. Gibson,
Yep.
Dr. Stanley,
Yes, ma'am.
and Mayor Stanley.
Yes, ma'am. And one last thing, it's not to be voted on or anything. Well, Vicky, you didn't call her, I didn't know.
Ms. Heather.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Last thing, just want to tell everybody that we did get the grant that we applied for.
Correct.
We did budget that for this year, so the grant total I think that the city's gonna be out is like $35,000. But it's gonna come to an estimated grant combined together, $350,000 grant that we was awarded. And we've already got, when you get those grants, you gotta have purpose behind them. So the projects has already been picked. For that project, one of the places was Park Place Road, Bruce's Gap Road, and East Maple Street. So those was the projects that was included on that. That's a big grant. It's one of the biggest grants. It's one of the biggest grants I can remember us getting, especially for this kind of work. So that's gonna help us in some water places that were, the city's getting water damage. I just want everybody to know that we did apply and get that. So, you know, that's good, and we're gonna be looking at more grants. We did touch base a little bit on that at the workshop, and we're all gonna be working toward getting more grants for the town of Caryville, because much needed, and I think everybody on council's on board with getting those if we have the money to sustain. So I just want to let you know, I should have communicated that when I asked for mayor's communication. So I just wanted to put that out there to let you know that we got that. Can we get a motion to adjourn or to dismiss?
Motion made.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second? Second motion. Any discussion on this? All in favor of that say aye. All opposed say no.